Hey guys! Oh shit, that's not my thing. Sup nerds! Welcome back to the letter, part 4. We're gonna jump right into it. The darkness closes around me, grasping, pulling, engulfing me. The ground caves in without warning. I'm falling. My eyes snap open. For an instant, it doesn't immediately register where I am. Both my back and shoulders are aching from me having fallen asleep all hunched up night before. Drenched in sweat, the nest of pillows I often keep around me feels more suffocating than comforting. I let my eyes adjust the bright morning light streaming through the window and allow my breathing to slow down before untangling myself from the pile. Let me exit out of this. Okay, we went to the film festival. Relationships right now. It looks like Rebecca is really not liking us. Okay. I haven't had a single dream since coming to the Luxborn, or at least none that I can recall having. It's a shame because they used to be so vivid. Not that crazy vivid, but more of a pleasant kind I'll tell my siblings about. Maybe it's just the stress of living alone. The knowledge that I'll always wake up in an empty apartment with no one to tell stories to. What time it is it? Habit forces me to look over the clock even when the soreness weighing heavily on my shoulders and compulsion to never leave my bed for the day. In a heartbeat, I'm up.
Oh man, of all the times to oversleep! Towel? Towel? Where's my towel?
Admittedly, it's a weekend, and that is an unspoken rule that entitles me to an extra hour of sleep. But if Rose didn't kill me yesterday, she sure as hell will today. And right after what happened. Oh lord, one box of donuts as peace offering won't be enough the second time around. Grabbing my towel, I'm already a few short steps away from the bathroom when a muffled ring out of my bag. There's a moment of indecision at first, my mind conflicted whether I should ignore it or answer it. What if it's Rose? Or worse, our boss? Ah, jeez. In the end, the rational part of my brain wins out. The letter from yesterday peeks out when I pull the device out. Just the sight of it is enough to put me in a foul mood, and it takes every force of me willing to ignore it in favor of answering the call. The caller ID reads Mama.
Huh?
It's around 4:45 p.m. in the Philippines right now.
That's an unusual time for them to call.
Usually it's around noontime here, and I'm the one calling, not the other way around. Better for them to use the money on something else than an international call. Regardless, in the most cheerful tone I can gather. Can you answer the phone?
Hello?
Hello? Grace? How are you?
Mama! I'm doing okay. How are you guys over there?
We're good. EJ won a storytelling contest at school the other week. Brought home a medal. I thought you should know.
There's a tired lit in her voice as she speaks. It's been there since Papa had to leave his job. I wish there was something I can do for her. But for miles away like this, at least I'm able to not make her worry. If only my older brother would actually lend her a hand, but Lord knows that'll ever happen. Odds are, Kuya, Jordan's already out drinking right now. Again. I can't count on my older sisters either, knowing she has a family of her own. And well, Aeon's financial situation is exactly great right now, having ran herself knee-deep in debt.
Great! That's great! Tell him congratulations from me. And let him know I'm gonna send him a little something extra this Christmas. How about Nico? Karen? Michael? I hope they're okay?
They're doing well. They wanted to talk to you, but they're all busy with school.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't want to bother them. Just tell them to keep doing their best for me. I'll just call back when I know they're not busy. And Papa? How's Papa doing?
It's a subject I'm a bit hesitant to broach, and from the way Mama's voice hitches, she also doesn't want to bring it up.
Papa. Grace, he's having a little difficulty right now. Weak appetite, he's having trouble swallowing, and lost a few pounds. But the doctor said we should keep encouraging him. It just means his body's accepting his new treatment well. The money you sent last time helped a lot to pay for it, by the way.
Oh, I see. That's good.
I won't deny that life has gotten tougher for our families. It used to be easy back when Papa was in good shape. But ever since he was diagnosed with a sickness 5 years ago, he had been able to provide for us. Now the burden of feeding 8 mouths and settling Papa's bills all rest on my shoulders. Although Mama makes a little accepting sewing and laundry jobs in our neighborhood, it's scarcely enough to cover the cost of day-to-day living, let alone the bloating hospital bills. We can't even expect help from our own government, because the health insurance there can barely covers anything.
I'm sure he'll get better soon. Is he well enough to talk? Do you think I'll be able to speak to him, Ma?
Silence. I think the call got cut until...
Listen, Grace. Maybe it's better if we transfer Papa to a different hospital. Somewhere cheaper?
What? Why? Did something happen? Is it the deposit issue again? Give me the hospital's number. I'll talk to them.
No, it's nothing bad. The service here is good. Too good. Even the doctors. But I'm worried you're working yourself to the ground because of it.
Mama, we've been through this before. I want the best for Papa. And don't worry about the bills or the medicine, or me for that matter. I can handle myself. Everything's going well here. In fact, we're about to close a large sale.
Hopefully. If not, then I'll find another way. She doesn't need to know that. Sorry, Mama. You taught me not to lie. Yet look at what I'm doing.
I'll have money to send over soon to cover the rest of Papa's treatment. And there's more than enough for Karen, Nico, Michael, and EJ's school tuition for the next semester, too.
Thank you so much, dear. I appreciate it. We all do. But I just wish you'd come home to us soon.
I'm not even gonna attempt to say that. When are you coming home? EJ, the youngest, used to be the sole person asking me that. How do you respond to a question you don't have a defined answer to? 5 years later, I still can't give them a straight one. I smile though. Mama can't see it. I fight to keep my lips from quivering, my voice from shaking. She's got enough on her plate. No need to wear her down with unnecessary concerns.
Promise me you'll be there to welcome me when I do, okay?
Of course. I'm sorry, Grace. I need to take this for a while.
Small commotion on the other end. The sound of gate opening and the voice of child EJ talking excitedly about his day at school. The tapping of his feet on the floorboards as he runs. It's been years since I went home, but I can still picture a whole scene in my mind. How tall is he now? Are the neighborhood kids bullying him now that I'm not around? Did Mama rearrange the furniture in the living room again? What are they having for dinner today? I miss them. I miss them so much.
It's okay, Ma. I need to go too. I've got work today. I'll call again soon, alright?
On a Saturday? Oh, never mind. Take care of yourself, dear. I love you.
I love you. Bye.
It ends with a soft click, leaving half-truths and empty promises hanging in the air. Closing my eyes for a moment, I take a deep breath and shake away from my head and thoughts beginning to swim inside. It's pointless to mull over these things right now.
Okay, Isabella. Time to get that mansion sold.
Unfortunately, before I can take another single step away, my phone, it rings again. No doubt Mama forgot to say something.
Mama? Did you forget anything?
Good job.
Excuse you? I'm too young to be your mom. Are you still sleeping? Hold on, never mind that. Get yourself in the office. Hurry!
Office? What about the open house? Oh no. Is it Sir John? Did he hear about yesterday? Am I in trouble? Oh god, oh god, oh god! I'm gonna get yelled at, aren't I? What do I do? I'll buy you an extra box of donuts if...
No, it's nothing like that. Will you calm down? Get yourself here, alright? I'll tell you everything then.
There's a telltale din of several feet shuffling against the wooden floor and indistinct yelling in the background before Rose cuts the connection. That isn't in any way comforting. It's enough reason for me to hastily discard my phone to my bed and finish showering through in record time. I make it to the office within 20 minutes of leaving my apartment, completely disabled and out of breath. A feat if I take into account my usual travel time. A routine claimer common to the Briar Realty Corporation Luxbourne office greets me as soon as the foot crosses the threshold. Papers rustling, telephone ringing, and sephotic intervals. Sorry. Agents talking in very volumes, staff moving about, and...
Where the hell is C? Where are my employees?
That scared me.
What the actual fuck, guys? Of all the times to disappear without notice.
My boss's words turned muffled as someone's eyes closed the door to his office. Likely the work of our HR manager. Throughout the past weeks, he's been in a bad mood over a few employees who have failed to report to work. I hear they're still trying to get a hold of them, but no avail. The result is half of their workload have been shifted to all available staff, so as to not lose clients. Not that I mind the extra work, if anything. It means I'll have more to spend to my family back home. Although the rumors of branch closure circulating because of this, indeed a bit worrisome. My bag barely touches the top of the table when Rose pulls me aside.
Here, I need you to help me with these papers. If you could also get these signed and photocopied before lunch today, that would be great.
One after another, she thrust a bunch of paperwork into my hands without explanation. A page flutters away from the top of the pile, and I lean to pick down, my eyes scanning the top of the page as I straighten. Purchase sale agreement. Rose simply gestures her thumbs towards our visitor lounge when I tilt my head in question. There, seated on the sofa, looking completely out of place in a humble decorated room, is the same couple from the day before. The Wrights. Something bubbles up in my throat. Their presence in the office can only mean
They're
one
buying
thing.
it? We got a deal?
She swats at my hand, tugging her sleeve, although her eyes are alight with something akin to joy. She wants this sale to happen as much as I do, and now that it's here, the deal needs to be closed. Documents need to be signed still, but the elation is there, along with the foreboding feeling I can't quite pinpoint.
I had to do a little damage control, but they're already interested in acquiring the property, even before they attended the open house. I mean, isn't it obvious? They already hired an interior designer. I've never seen a buyer as aggressive as Madam Wright. She didn't even try to negotiate a lower rate.
One at a time, Rose. I can't process everything you're saying at once. What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Are you stupid?
They're paying 15% higher than the listing price, as long as we get the paperwork done as soon as possible. I think if we allow it, they'll be paying up front, too.
Even with that urban legend? Oh, I was so sure we lost the sale after yesterday.
Don't look so surprised. We still have to conduct some last few checks before we completely hand it over to them.
Please. I'll happily do the paperwork duty, Rose. I'll even go to the land registry myself and make sure the property changes hands with every single legal blessing.
Don't they have a better thing to do to spend money on? I'd haggle it down to the lowest possible price if there were places, especially with the stories attached to it. Not that my opinion matters one bit here. We're just their agents who are going to receive a hefty commission after all, nothing more. Rose gives me a pat on the shoulder, signaling she's heading back to them, and an unspoken instruction for me to follow after I'm done. It doesn't take me long to finish what work she left me. In fact, having a boss sign the agreement is the easiest, since it has been put him in a better mood, much to the entire office's relief. Ma'am Hannah calls me over the moment she notices my presence at the lounge. Her lips are twisted in a frown. She doesn't seem particularly happy to see me, and I'm not surprised. Who wouldn't it be? I almost created a scene. Mr. Wright, however...
Why, if it isn't the little Lily? I trust you're feeling well now.
It's Isabella, sir. Not Lily. I appreciate your concern. I'm feeling better now.
I really don't understand why they can't get my name right. It's a fairly common name. I shouldn't be too hard to remember. Maybe she's part of the past, too. Regardless, I hand them their copy of the agreement.
I believe I can take that. Thank you very much.
With how elegant she plucks the papers out of my hand, it's easy to think there isn't any trace of her irritation in her. But it is there, radiating in her stiff stance, in the way she's standing at a far distance from her husband, and how the two look to be ignoring each other. Seeing this scene, it soon becomes clear to me that I'm not the one who has to put her in a bad mood. That I'm not the one who has put her in a bad mood. Did they fight? Most probably. I've seen it happen dozens of times with my previous client. It's a shame, especially with a new mansion. I never did like it when my own mama and papa fought. I hope they will make up soon. Apparently satisfied with what she's seen, Hannah claps her hands together before extending it to us for a shake. Rose and I release the breath we have been holding, both of us more than happy to return the gesture.
That settles it then? Are you really sure about this property, ma'am?
Isabella! Shut the fuck up!
We could easily find you a bigger one among our current listings. Something with a modern touch?
Something not haunted, perhaps? Rose shoots me a warning glance that clearly says, don't make a scene. We're almost there.
Of course. Why wouldn't I be? The house is absolutely perfect, isn't it, darling?
A helipad would still be a nice addition.
This little shit.
Yes, well, we'll get there eventually, love. As I was saying, if your partner had the documents yesterday, we would have bought it right there immediately. Shame she didn't have it.
Well, there's still a few necessary documents we need you to sign after, but we'll let you know once we have those finalized. We'll be handling the process for the rest, so don't worry about it, ma'am.
Within a week, I hope. We still have a housewarming party to plan, after all. You know how much thought should be put into those things.
There are servants for that, darling.
Love, servants or not, you're going to make people listen to your input nonetheless.
No more than a week, ma'am. Barring unexpected delay, of course. You can leave it to us.
Excellent. Well then, I'll leave you two to it. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. Oh, and before we forget...
She discreetly folds something into both our hands and winks. A finger raised to her lips, demanding our silence.
What happened the day before was quite unfortunate. But you did get us what we wanted in the end.
Hey! Ballin'.
That, at the very least, is commendable.
But this is... Ma'am, I can't accept this.
Don't you worry, darling. It's a small thing coming from us. Consider this your bonus for a job well done.
She smiles sweetly like this is simply the most normal thing she'd do in the world.
Oh, before I forget, my lovely interior designer would appreciate it if you hand her a copy of the floor plan as soon as possible. She's dying to work on the house. You can do that, yes? Here's her contact.
Certainly, ma'am. We'll have it processed as soon as possible.
I knew I could count on you, lovelies. I hope to see you two soon so we can get this closed.
Just like that, transaction over and done with. My mind's still reeling even after they've left. Other agents will kill to have clients like them. A part of me feels lucky about the fact. No lengthy negotiations, no sudden change in mind, just talk, signatures, and a few handshakes here and there, and we're done. The other part? A second ago, we sold a haunted property to 2 innocent clients. Sure, the commission is big. Big enough to continue funding Papa's treatment and hospitalization. Big enough to pay for all 4 of my younger siblings' schooling. Heck, it'll keep me away from this instant ramen and noodle diets for months. I don't have to go back to the mansion as well once the deal has been closed, much to my sanity's relief. But knowing something is there, we gave it to a good couple despite that. No, Isabella, the things you do to sell houses and get money, Papa won't be happy with that. At least I have good news to tell next time I call home. The little lie I told Mama this morning isn't a lie anymore.
Well, there's something. So how does it feel?
How does what feel?
Your first big multi-million-pound sale, silly. I know you've been with us for years, but this has got to be memorable for you.
Memorable is an understatement, Rose.
Come on, show some enthusiasm. They gave us a bonus, too. Aside from the commission and the other bonus boss promised. What are you gonna do with it?
I don't know. Send it home, probably?
All of it?
Not everything, of course. Most of it. I'll leave some for my living expenses.
Listen here, Isabella. I'll teach you something I should have told you before we ended your training.
She slings an arm over my shoulder and leans it closer to my ear, although she's about to share as if she was about to share a big secret.
It's okay to celebrate from time to time.
I don't get it.
It's simple. Go out, do something for yourself. Throw a party and treat your friends to free food. Didn't you say the last one's some sort of tradition back at home for you? Hello, this is practically a done deal.
Isn't throwing a party a bit excessive?
Your call. I won't say no to an invitation, by the way, in case you really are planning to throw one. A few drinks would be nice too, thank you very much.
I don't think my apartment's big enough for that.
You could always move? Bloody hell, you're working in real estate.
I think I'll pass. That's too much of an unnecessary expense for me. But I did promise Becca free lunch in case the sale goes well.
You go do that. Hold on a sec.
She quickly removes herself and answers the phone on her desk. Her tone shifts to playful to professional in a span of a few
Today?
seconds.
Not a problem, ma'am. I could bring you a copy of the contract if...
Must be another client. Nothing surprising here. She's one of the BRC's top agents regardless of how modest she appears. Saleswoman through and through. I, on the other hand, have very little knack for it. Of course, I learned eventually. I had to. But someone else, without a doubt, do a better job. Once, though, in a drunken stupor, Rose told me a story of what could have been. Years ago, wide-eyed, young, and brimming with to be fulfilled dreams and ambitions, she was a term or two away from a nursing degree. Out of courtesy, I never pressed on the matter further. But perhaps it was where the sense of fondness started. A small connection due to one similar experience in our respective lives, of goals we both let pass because the circumstances we're in.
I'd be happy to discuss this over tea, ma'am. All right, I'll be there. Thank you.
New client?
Reassigned. Have you heard from Mark at all?
Not since the first visit to the mansion. Why? No news from the HR yet?
None at all. Boss thinks he ran away. I doubt it, though. He's too much of a wimp for that. There must be another reason. Who knows? Anyway, I've got to meet this one. I'll see you later.
She throws a casual wave over her shoulder. She rushes out of the office. The lunch bell sounds shortly after, followed by chatter of fellow agents also heading out for much-needed break. Ordinarily, there's no need for me to go out. But oversleeping didn't allow me the luxury of packing my own lunch today. If one can consider taking an instant noodle cup from my pantry, packing your lunch. Time to make good on the promise I made to Becca, I suppose. Maybe invite Zach and Ash too? In the end, only Becca and Zach could come. Ash, on the other hand, can't be reached. All of my calls went straight to voicemail. Here, he's at it again. Right here today, gone the next day. Oh well, his loss. We've agreed to meet at a nearby cafe, the same one I usually frequent with Becca because it's cheap and they give away free bread around closing time. I'm never saying no to free stuff. Quaint, a little bit old-fashioned, through a wee bit of out-of-place amidst the city's tall buildings, but we love it all the same. Much like the small building facade, the interior carries an antique charm to it. A vintage art piece and a row of shelves boasting an excessive collection of books cover the walls. It would have been nice to hang out here for a couple hours at the end, but even on weekend the place is still packed with people. Thankfully, Becca and Zach have already found seats and engaged in some casual chatter when I arrive. It's strange seeing the two of them without Ash accompany the other. They've never been particularly chosen. Sure, they talk when they meet, laugh at the same things, and there's something funny, but they're distant. They're kind of born purely out of different things. Interesting. That or Zach's simply afraid of Becca. It's not impossible, and I won't blame him if he is. He might be the tallest guy in our group, but everyone knows that means nothing against Becca's temper. Even I am a little scared of her.
Zach! Becca!
Well, you seem to be in a better mood today. What happened? I know that smile, Belle. Come on, still.
Don't rush me. I'm still trying to find the proper words for this. Let's order food first, okay?
The waitress comes by to take our order. On a normal day, me and Becca will order a hefty serving of a special vegetarian stovies. Zach takes anything with a good helping of meat, sausages, or potatoes in it. But today's a good day. Great day. It's not wrong to indulge a little, right?
Today's special. For the three of us.
Even the person jotting our orders down looks surprised at our today's meal choices. She writes it nevertheless and leaves without a comment. Becca furrows her brows in concentration, her mouth halfway open, ready to let loose a string of reprimands.
Don't worry. It's my treat.
The glare Becca sends me reprimands me of the one I got from Mama when I punched a kid bullying younger brother 18 summers ago. Naturally, I never did it again after she made me apologize the next day. But Becca, far from being my mom, a small sheepish grin is enough to dissolve that frown into a defeated sigh. Food arrives in the middle of a funny story from Zach, putting the rest of the conversation on hold as we each served our order. It isn't anything fancy. Hand-roasted sea bass with citrus-dressed asparagus and a portion of mashed potatoes on the side, or at least that's what the daily special board says. That sounds absolutely disgusting. Never did pay any attention to it whenever I come home, since they price whatever's written way above and I'm willing to spend on food on a single day.
Oh, good. I'm so hungry, I think I'm dying.
You're always hungry.
Hey! Not all the time.
Let me guess. You skipped breakfast again.
Not on purpose.
Shut
I
up!
slept by a few seconds today.
Right then. Stop stalling, Isabella. What's this about?
Let us say it, Rebecca. She wouldn't be inviting us out if it wasn't worth hearing out.
Well, we're waiting.
I'm treating you guys to a once-in-a-century thing.
An expectant grin breaks out of my face, except...
I'm sorry, say that again.
And this is important because...
Becca only raises an eyebrow at me while Zach appears like he didn't get the punchline to another lame joke Ash made, and is desperately searching for someone to explain it. Oh, bummer. Maybe I should rephrase it.
Okay, let me do that again.
I guess I went up. I think it would have been funny if I said the other one, though. Okay, let me do that again.
Guess what, guys? I'm paying! I sold the house!
As the news sinks in, their expression goes to sheer puzzlement and utter surprise. That's more like it.
You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. As of today, I, Maria Isabella Grace Cruz Santos, am free from my instant noodle binge.
Wow, seriously?
Hold it, Belle. You sold the house?
Yep.
Which house is this? In Anslem Village? The one with the open house yesterday?
The one and only. Come on, Becca. I know you've got a better memory than that.
Oh, wow. That's... wow.
She lets out an audible hum. Although she's noodling, she gives the impression of someone who has heard something unbelievable and is still forcing her brain to absorb it. Does she think she won't be able to sell it? That we won't be able to sell it? Have some faith in me, Becca. Am I not your best friend or what? Yo, she should not be your best friend.
You don't believe me?
The words tumble out of my mouth one after another before I can stop them. I've been trying to avoid bringing up yesterday's little squat, and judging from the looks on their face, it seems they are too. Me and my stupid mouth.
I'm sure it ain't the way you're thinking, Bella.
No, I do believe you. But don't you think the sale happened a bit too fast? The open house only started yesterday, and now you already have a buyer?
It happens from time to time.
Yeah, but look, I'm happy for you. Just yesterday, you've been really worried where to get money for your dad's new treatment. And now, all of a sudden, you have something. What if the sale doesn't push through, or I don't know, they're a fraud, or they suddenly back out? Isn't it a little too early to celebrate?
Can she just, like, not be happy for me? Like, for real?
Rebecca does have a point, Bella. If you haven't closed the deal yet, there's still a chance they'll go back on it.
They don't seem like it to me. The lady appeared to really want it, and she approached me without even finishing the tour.
Pressured me into it, more likely. But I'm not gonna tell Becca about that. Knowing her, she's only fret.
And she already hired someone to handle the house's interior design.
You're joking. Who would do that?
The Wrights, apparently. It's actually pretty funny. She's a bit too excited to get the property, she forgot to buy it. At any rate, they've already signed the agreement today, so it's just a matter of time. And don't tell anyone about this, but Ma'am Hannah also gave us something extra.
Something as in...
As in, it's why I can treat you two to a free meal.
Why would you tell her that? This bitch already has a stick up her ass.
I'm more surprised you accepted it.
She didn't really give us a choice in the matter. So don't lose sleep over this, okay? The couple really want the house. If Rose didn't stop them, they'd likely have paid up front for it yesterday. That's despite the legends, too. I even tried to show them the letter. But nope. I want this house, darling. Go take all our money.
Yo, I hope she's not like right behind her.
You don't really think they believe that, do you? I'm pretty sure for them, those are just rumors as well. No one is that superstitious in this day and age, Belle. Well, there's you.
Right. You know what? I'll just eat all of these by myself.
I begin to gather their plates to my side, the food in each, still untouched. A laugh almost escapes my mouth with the way Zach's expression quickly changes to disappointment. Becca Hands interrupt me just as I'm about to pull her plate closer to me.
I'm kidding! Don't go all pouty on me again. In all seriousness, though, I'm just concerned you'll get hurt if this doesn't happen. I know how badly you want to close this deal for your papa.
I'm sure he's gonna be fine now, though, with the money. They don't know yet. I think I'll call them tomorrow. Let them know things will be easier. Mama said this morning he's showing progress with the new treatment, too. It's just a matter of time.
I allow myself to fully smile, genuine and uninhibited. It's strange having to talk about this with other people, even those who have known you long enough. But today, things simply feel a whole lot lighter with them there. Lunch passes in an enjoyable fashion. And laughter here and a playful jab there, most of it spent on catching up on the other new project or whatever keeps us busy these days. Something we couldn't afford to do the day before, taking into account what happened. Even Becca surprisingly chatty. Is there something in the sea bass we ate? Zach, although, appears less energetic today. While he's far from being life of the party, he's definitely not the type to keep quiet in conversations with his friends. Apart from a few inputs, he's been silent the entire time. If Becca notices...
Are you sure you're not feeling under the weather, Zachary?
Huh? No, I'm okay. No worries, Rebecca.
Doesn't sound okay to me.
I think he likes Becca and he's shy because Ash isn't there to, like, help him out.
It's okay. I might be feeling a little bummed out today, but I'm sure this will pass.
Is it about the reviews this morning?
A pained expression crosses Zach's face, and almost immediately, Becca retreats in her inquiry as though the man's look is enough for an answer for that. I look between the two of them. Did I miss something? What happened this morning? Did I stumble on a big secret? This is why I don't like waking up late.
You heard about those, huh?
Sorry, I just happened to check on some sites this morning.
Nah, it's a very sensitive topic in the first place. I should have expected it.
What reviews?
Becca glances at Zach, her motions unsure, eyes asking for his consent on the matter. Although there's a small desire to keep asking on my part, I don't dare voice it out. With Zach, it has always been better to wait, let him speak on his own. Becca too, to some extent, although with her, exposure to temper are more common. In the end, he simply answers with a momentarily shift of his shoulders, gesturing for her to go on with the tilt of the head.
It's his movie.
That doesn't explain anything. Stop dangling the information, Becca!
Zachary, I'm not the one supposed to be telling her about this. At the end of the day, it's still your documentary.
Is it something bad?
Not bad per se. You guys don't need to dwell on it much.
Bad? Listen here. I wouldn't trivialize what those bowheads wrote if I were you. They're ruining other people's jobs.
From how her tone rises in anger, it seems that she's the one Slighted and not Zach. A snicker escapes me, which I promptly stamp down as soon as she sends me a hard look.
This isn't a laughing matter, Isabella. Some bowbag just insulted him.
Calm down, Rebecca. Those are just reviews, and it happens a lot.
I do not ken about you two, but calling the entire film an out-and-out dribble, you're better off watching an educational kids' TV show, and worst 1.5 hour of my life, among other things, isn't exactly a critique any decent movie reviewer would say. If you could call that a critique, did we even watch the same film?
Well, maybe I ain't cut out for it. Better stick with my photography or something. If nothing else, this helped me open my eyes to what I can and can't do.
You're giving up.
It wasn't a question.
It was just something experimental I did on my free time anyway. It's no big deal.
But you worked on it for months.
Doesn't look like it matters for those people.
Don't say that!
My palm strikes the table, sending the tableware on top clinging against each other. I haven't even noticed what I've risen from my seat. But here I am, chest heaving, looking down at him in the same manner a teacher will at an unruly student. Becca probably proud. I don't mean to yell, but there are some things people like Zach aren't supposed to say. How exasperating. He of all people should know.
If you give up now, how do you know you won't make a name for yourself creating films in the future? It's just a review.
Except they're pretty well-known critics.
Why does that matter? They aren't the ones calling the shots on this. Isn't that why they have a committee? Right, Becca?
An amused gleam in her eyes when I turned to her. What does she find so entertaining in this situation? Help me here. Your friend's about to quit on his passion for a petty reason. I have not read what those people wrote against his work, but a few scratching words shouldn't be enough to discourage someone. I should know, after all.
Failing means you're playing, Zach. Not that I'm saying it's bad. I've seen it from start to finish, and I know for myself what you created isn't something people should scoff at. I don't know anything about filming or photography. Hell, I don't have an inkling of artistry in me except for those doodles I make for class. But I know what I watched. Look at Isabella. It's not every day you see her all riled up like this.
Whatever I'm about to say gets lost in my tongue as a flush of embarrassment blooms across my face.
It was a heat of the moment thing. And anyway, I'll be very angry with you if you quit. What about the exhibit?
What exhibit?
Classified information.
Even if I bring you your favorite tonight?
Nope, not a chance.
Oh, come on! I thought we aren't supposed to have secrets.
Thanks, you two. I might need some time alone to myself for a while. Just to think about things, how I'll go from here, that sort of stuff. Hey, I'm not quitting, Bella. Don't give me that face.
There is no face at all, only a poor intimidation of a puppy dog eyes, if you can call it that one.
Promise?
I'll be damned if I break any promise I make to you guys. Besides, you're right. It's too early to say anything right now. What's night ain't for another week.
That's all the answers I need from him. As sentimental as it sounds, there's fulfillment in knowing another person you know won't take the same path you've walked. It's not like it's over for me, though. I still have time. I can still come back. Do my own things, do what I really want to do. Surely once Papa recovers, once I'm done with everything. Inside my back, my phone buzzes unexpectedly, breaking the pleasant afternoon lull. Rose.
Hey, Isabel. You at the office?
Ha ha. Very funny, Rose. I'm hanging up.
Don't, I'm kidding. BRC says the floor plan copies are ready for Miss McCullough to pick up.
She states that it already explains everything. Then out of the blue, she launches a long rant about awful state of Luxbourne's streets, betraying her cheerful greeting. All of which she says in a single breath that I can barely keep up and make out a single word. I stay quiet, if only to avoid becoming the next subject of her frustration. She's similar to Becca in the regard.
I'm stuck in horrendous traffic right now. Bloody stupid drivers.
Whenever she's finally ran out of things to complain about and stops, What she says next still has none of what I'm hoping to hear from her. Just a quick mumble plea for me to meet the Wrights, interior designer in the head street, and...
Anyway, I'll leave it to you. Bye. Thanks.
Classic Rose. She ends the call without even asking for my input. The sky is cloudiness in the noontime. Sun is beating down on the hard concrete when depart from the cafe. It's far from unbearable, but it's enough for most people to put a fickle mood or make them vulnerable to catching something. No wonder we have staff members going AWOL, not to mention the boss's miraculous mercurial moods. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want our usual cloudy weather back. For all the gripes and unpredictable weather, though, the streets of Luxbourne remain constantly busy. The hurried tapping of the shoes against the pavement and inane chatter coming from the lunchman crowds fills the humid afternoon air. A small reminder of what things we've yet to do, regardless of how much I want to return in the comfort of my bed. Back to the Briar reality for me. Zach to meeting with a magazine publisher featuring luxury houses, and Becca to her lesson plans and books at home. But more than once I catch her sneaking a longing glance over something displayed on the shopping window. Did she want to buy something? Maybe I can get it for her for Christmas. I turn my head at the shop as she checked out. A fleet glimpse. The world stills. Okay. That's pretty creepy. She looks at me, eyes hollow, gazing piercing and boring into my soul, like a set of chains to keep my whole body still. There's no shadows or whispers this time. Only a plea. A hum, a low and indistinct, compelling me, beckoning me, intent on dragging me to the void beyond the glass. I don't dare move. My heart hammers against the ribs, each beat, every thump, screaming at me to look away and make a run for it. But I can't. I couldn't. All of my limbs feel heavy while my own breathing strains in the face of her calls. Help.
Leave me alone.
Her mouth is stretched with a grin, wide and unpleasant. The panic building up in my chest forces me to take a tentative step back. I try not to stare at the decaying flesh and the bloody streaming from the gaping wounds on her arms or her nailless fingers. I don't want this. Not like this. Not after what I want for Papa.
Oh no, stop. Leave me alone.
Her face contorts into something twisted and she lets out a wail, sharp and uttering unforgiving. Rage. There's only hatred and bitterness, as if there's notion of turning from her is as an offensive in itself.
Please! I don't want this!
Before I know it, I'm stumbling backwards, my own throat horsing in screams. I don't even notice already coming out of my own mouth. The back of my feet catches a loose stone, sending me spiraling to the ground and resulting in pain completely jolts out of my haze, blurring my mind. For a little while, my surroundings appear unfamiliar until Becca's face swims into my vision. A look of concern on her face and her hands are gripping my arms tight. Even Zach appears beside himself with a worry while he stands behind her, acting as a shield against my small crowd of onlookers already forming around us.
What happened?
Bella, you okay?
My mouth opens and closes, but nothing comes out. The words refuse to form. On impulse, I sneak a swift glance at the display window. She's gone. Yet the foreboding feeling hasn't left me. My hands are shaking as I push myself off the ground, weakened limbs replying to solely on reflex and muscle memory. Something icy has made its home at the pit of my stomach. I want to throw up, anything to get wretched sensation off my gut.
You are screaming, having a fit! Zach, call someone!
No, don't. I'm good. I'm good. I need to get to the office. Rose, the floor plans. Someone's going to pick it up. I'll see you later.
Careful. Don't stand up yet. Stay put, Isabella. Zach, you watch over her for me. I'll call for someone.
I attempt to smile to put her at ease, but it's likely coming off as a grimace. Gently, I push my hands push her hands off my shoulders. My knees are still trembling, but I can stand. Leave. Leave me. Stay away, far from here. Away. The humidity stifling, everyone's stares of unnerving, and Becca and Zach's concerns are suffocating. I want to wee away from here. Break into a run. I wish I hadn't left my bed this morning. It's easy to fall into a cycle of negativity thinking, with only occasional drips of water and sink while whirling the fan blades to keep me company. The room is devoid of any other light source apart from one streaming of the hallway and the windows. Even with the clutter I've accumulated over years, the room feels a whole lot bigger than it commonly is. I hug my knees closer as the group passes outside. Loud. So loud. If only there's a way to tune out everything to keep my head from replaying the images, every sound of her. Her screams, her awkward gait as she reaches her bone-chilling smile, her pleas for enough. That's enough. A shiver passes through me, though it's not from the hair still hanging damp against my neck, nor the drafts of the entire room from the windows I've left open. My gaze shifts over to the letters sitting on the coffee table. Its edges flutter cautiously as the wind touches it. Funny how an ordinary looking piece of paper can bring this much trouble. An impulse to throw away or rip into pieces is still there. I can easily do it, but after that, what? Will she leave me? What about those people who have already seen it? Will they be okay? This uncertainty gnaws at me. Knowing she's really might also be going after people I care about. I wish someone would listen to me. Believe me. The abrupt breaks of silence that nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Finally, I fish the gadget out from the mess of the cushions and paper beside me where I've carelessly thrown it earlier before taking a shower. Zach's name flashes on the screen. Is he calling because of this afternoon? To be frank, it's the last thing I want to discuss, though. I did leave the two of them there without saying anything. Knowing Zach, I bet he's worried.
Hey, Zach.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you're not gonna pick up.
Sorry, it took me a while to find my phone.
No worries. You game tomorrow?
Whoa. What just happened? I didn't mean to do that. I pause. I don't recall making plans with Zach this weekend.
Did I forget something?
Remember that guy I told you about? Back in the movies? The, priest? For the blessing? Does it ring a bell?
Oh, right. I did say that, but I didn't think he'd actually go through with the trouble, especially after what happened with the films. Sometimes I forget how kind Zach can be.
Yeah, I remember. Is he fine with it?
My friend doesn't mind. We're lucky he's not busy. So, tomorrow, he'll meet us at the mansion.
Okay. Sorry for the trouble, Zach.
Hey, no problem. I'm the one who suggested it to begin with. And, well, this afternoon you did surprise us. Never seen...
I guess I owe you a lot for this, huh?
Nah, we're cool. You had us worried, but I know you'll tell us about it eventually. I just want to make sure you're doing well. You left all of a sudden, and you're not answering any of our calls.
He's trying to get me to talk. Normally I'll tell him I'm fine, assurance empty or otherwise to put their minds at ease. Now nothing will form. I can't bring myself to say anything. He seems to have sensed my hesitation because he immediately steers the subject to a different direction.
Yeah, anyway, I gotta go. I left something on the stove before making this call. Just soup, but it'd be embarrassing if I burnt soup.
I doubt it. Ashton, on the other hand...
Well, remind me to tell you about what he did with the pressure cooker next time. Oh, damn, it overflowed! Really need to get going. Bye, Bella.
He hangs up before I can thank him. A busy tone through the muffled echoes through the receiver. No one is saying this will work, even if I'm doubtful it will. But right now, I'll take anything. anything to go get out of this nightmare. That's the end of the next day. I really wish there was some more horror in this. I understand we're still trying to build up and hopefully we get there, but I really do wish there was more to this. But I am enjoying it still, and I will continue to play it as long as you guys want me to continue to play it. So, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!